Hi, I would like to discuss how Salesforce can call SAP Integration Suite to access some resources from SAP Integration Suite. So, I mean, this is a high-level architecture from Salesforce. Potentially, we can call Integration Suite. I mean, when Integration Suite, uh, we create an iFlow, basically that exposes an endpoint and so that one we can wrap it around HTTPS adapter that will basically create endpoint in integration flow. And the BTP provides the authentication parameters for the integration suite. Using those integration, the security credentials in Salesforce, we can create an external credential and using those credentials here and then the external credential can be linked to a named credential in Salesforce. And then for the end users, if we want to give access, so we can give the external credential access through permission set and profile. And then finally, so to expose that, we can create a Lightning Web Component or buttons in Salesforce. And by writing some AVEX classes, we can call the endpoint. That's how, and potentially from here, we can have unlimited options to connect to external systems like SAP or maybe on-premise SAP, cloud SAP, or for that matter, any non-SAP cloud systems as well. So to do this, I mean, to create an iFlow, this is, I mean, a sample iFlow that is created, called from Salesforce. And basically all we are doing is writing a small message whenever we call this one. And this is the HTTPS adapter. And this is where we say what is the endpoint of that guy. And I mean, very simple flow. And this is the receiver. Maybe from here we can call external systems as part of this flow. And since it is synchronous, basically whatever the response we get, it will send back to the caller. And this is the endpoint, the complete endpoint. This is how it is going to be exposed. And this is kind of the main endpoint, and this is the service endpoint. Because in the integration suite, we created a sample callout, and potentially that is the one that is going to be added and after HTTP, and that's this guy. So now we can put some trace here. I mean, that way we can see when Salesforce calls. And so this is where the Salesforce named credential. We create the named credential, and then I mean there is this endpoint named credential, and this is where we say what is the token endpoint. And these are the details we can get from the BTP. Uh, so this is the integration suite here, and there are keys that are generated out of BTP for the integration suite. And so this the keys are here. This is the integration flow, and there are keys. And we click on this guy. So basically, we have these multiple keys. I use this key, but since I'm going to delete this guy, I will just show it here. So basically, it gives the token endpoint and the client ID, client secret, and those are the details that BTP can provide for integration suite. So we use this in the external credential. So that is this external credential. In the external credentials, that's the endpoint, the token endpoint that I showed. And so this is where that client ID and the client secret, since it is secret, so potentially it is wrapped around it. And this is the permission set and profile that we can add, to whom we should add this access. And that's the main thing. From here, potentially we can, since we have named credential, we can call it as part of Apex. And this is a sample Apex. So name credential, and this is the the extra endpoint of the iFlow. And so this is the named credential, and for the HTTP request, so we can send this total request with this endpoint, and so that's this request dot get body. So that is the send request. So here is where we are sending the request to iFlow. Um, so once we have this class name credential and makeout class, we can easily use it in the LWC components like this guy. So here a small JavaScript is created, and we are just making that call out to the typex class, and whatever the response we are getting, potentially we are just showing it in this part of HTML. So very small one. But basically there is a button. When we call the button, what is going to happen? That is that on-click event, and that's this guy we wrapped around the handle call out. So now that the LWC component is created and we are exposing to the record page, now we can wrap it in account record. Basically, that's the LWC component account callout, and the button is exposed because of that record page exposure. Now, on the end-to-end, if we want to see, now if we open any account, see here, open one account. So there is this account page, and we already saw how we expose that Lightning Web component. Now, when we hit that make callout, basically it is going to call that flow, and whatever the response that this flow we have created, so that one should be shown here. So let's call this button, and that's the same thing. I mean, if we want to make more beautification and all, we can add it in the LWC. This is just a POC to show how we can invoke integration suite. Now, if we go back to this thing, so message processing, and so 224 right now. So that is just now we got this call, and we see the call into it, the integration suite, and potentially we can simply see what happened. And if at all we pass anything, we can see those. But since it is a very plain one, we will see all that message. Yeah, that's that guy. I mean, it is a very simple form, but I mean, the options are unlimited once we are able to establish the connection. Thank you.